We're gonna make episode 25 today, folks. A lot of familiar faces in the chat every week. Really happy to see a lot of people joined. I think we set a new record last week with 418 simultaneous viewers for the premiere. Super excited about that. So thanks a lot, boys and girls. But I have to say girls now. We got proof now in the comments that there are multiple women or girls watching. So that's great. You might notice two changes. Well, first of all, I've shaved. That's a bonus. I played Fortnite the other day and I hadn't done that in about half a year. And believe it or not, the first match I had, I got a victory royale in solo. And that's pretty much the first one I got because I'm not so very good. I'm not very good at Fortnite. In fact, I'm rubbish. I love the old FPS games like Unreal Tournament, Rainbow Six. But that was easy back in the day because you had like forward, backward, left, right to strafe, and then you could jump and then switch weapons and fire. That was it. That was everything that I had to take care of. And with Fortnite, you've implemented a whole set of keys that I didn't even know you could press at the same time. By the way, that just as I got that Fortnite kill, I got a mustache. It just like that, it popped out. And I decided to advance. I thought I can't be sitting here. He's gonna knock me out. So I start advancing. I've got built some ramps. I've got no clue what I'm doing. And I thought I'm just going to charge here. He shoots me with an RPG, knocks my ramp down. I don't secure my ramps or anything like that. And I thought I'll just run to make sure I get high ground. I've never done that before. I tried to box him in, I box myself in, and he boxes me in. Shoot my way out with a tactical shotgun, and then I box myself in. I've got no clue. And then he's above me, and I finally managed to knock him out with a tactical shotgun. So there you have it, guys. That's why I've got this mustache. It just grew out after my first win. So there are two things you're going to notice different. First of all, down in the corner here, you'll see that it says 2.83 because I've installed a new version and it's crashed a few times on me. So this is going to be like a big gamble now. I'm going to do some crazy stuff here. Check out my palette, guys and girls. Loads of guys and a few girls. I've got a gradient going. So I've changed that up a little bit. I'm going to make a tree. That's it. One tree. I'm not going to do a whole forest. I'm not going to do a landscape. I'm going to do a tree. But I'm going to try to put a little bit more detail in it, but it's going to be low poly. So don't worry. I'll have to redeem myself from last week's octopus, giant squid / kraken. That was like 1.5 million polygons. So I've done it myself enough to last for pretty much a lifetime. So I'm going to go low poly again and I'm going to make a tree. All right. Focus. Don't touch my face. It's Corona. Still haven't learned that. By the time the vaccine comes, I'm gonna have learned maybe to not touch my face. Ready? Steady? Go! Tab. Into edit mode. And M is the new hotkey to merge at center. And let's just do right click, hold the control key and right click. And we'll just swirl up here like in an S shape for the tree. Like this maybe. Oh. And then rotate the viewport a bit. Let's branch off here. Control. And let's do another one here. These are going to be branches just that we're going to make. Control to expand that. Maybe here. Just holding the control key down and right clicking to get this the branch system up. Okay. Let's pick that vertex as well and proportional rotate Z, twist it a little bit here as well. Let's get this one back to the center as well. G. Okay, now we're going to apply the skin modifier here. So if I could click in the right place, skin and symmetry off here. And let's pick this vertex here, Control A to resize the skinning. And then here, Shift G and do amount of connecting edges and then deselect the bottom one here so we get all the tip ones. And Control A to scale the tips down a lot. Maybe like change the proportional size, okay, to there. And then now let's apply this one and then select this bottom face, off with proportional, rotate Z 0, rotate Z 0. Oh, scale Z0. That's what I want. Control R, loop cut that one because we're going to subdivide this one now. Control 1 to subdivide it. Apply that one. Select a few faces here and do one of these little cut off branches here. So F3, circle select. E to extrude, S to scale, E to extrude, S to scale, I to inset, E to extrude in. And let's do A to select everything, reset the UVs here. A scale 0 on the UV side, G to move it to there, a brown tree. And now we can select in there and make it brighter. That's it. Let's actually disable specular lighting for this one there. Okay, and let's do some interesting shapes here as well. So I'll shift select these, E to extrude that one, scale it and bring it down just to get some more like definition to the tree here. Actually saw something similar in Fortnite, that's where I got the inspiration. So that they have branches aren't just like normal solids. So. And we might as well do some roots here. So it's traditional, E to extrude, S to scale, E to extrude, S to scale. Let's do here as well, E to extrude, S to scale. I could actually do control right click here as well. So control right click, scale, control right click. But the merge wouldn't sound very good if it said control right click. So I'm gonna do E to extrude, S to scale, G to move, E to extrude, S to scale, G to move. Okay, that's it. Now we're gonna make the canopy stuff here. So shift right click here, I'm on 636, shift A. Let's add a mesh and we wanna do an icosphere. Let's bump that up to 3, tab, and we have to change the shading here and pick the same material for that one. UV editing, A, select everything, scale 0, make that a little bit green like that. And then let's do side view and pick the bottom vertex there. Proportional should be on, G, Z, scroll it down. Let's make it into something like that. L, scale it up a lot. Side, maybe side view. And here. And let's go to the top one, pick that one, Control plus a whole bunch to there. 3 to get to edge, Alt E, extrude long normals, Control minus, Alt E, extrude long normals. Let's get like a layered canopy here. So Alt E, extrude long normals, Alt E, extrude long normal, and one more time, Alt E, extrude long normals. 553. So now maybe we'll do select some random here. So select random, let's go down to 15%, and then do Alt S to scale that into some wonky shape here. And we can actually even put some random stuff on here. Control plus, no, Control minus, scale. Okay, that should be good. And let's twist as well with some proportional here. So let's go back to smooth, rotate Z. Actually, before that, I'm going to do this. I'm going to select all the vertices and then reselect the bottom one, so that's active. And then switch here to vertex snapping, and we want active, snap with active. Now I should be able to do Shift D and then hold the control key to snap it to the tip of these branches here. That's it. And now let's do some rotate and proportional rotation here. Rotate like that, and some different sizes maybe. So 427 scale, and let's get some stuff hanging down as well maybe. So I'll shift select a few vertices here, and we've got proportional on, just G to move these down maybe to there. Okay, let's make a little base for this to stand on as well maybe. So I'll do duplicate, maybe that, Shift D, scale more to there, and P to separate that into a different mesh. No, okay, well let's extrude it first then. L, and now P into a new mesh. Let's make it green, so L, select everything, change it to a brighter green, 341 we've got on the clock there. So maybe we'll do, just move this down a bit, G to move that one to there. Actually, let's sculpt this. So let's go into sculpting, Dino Topo, okay. F to scale this one up, and then thanks for that tip, by the way. And then let's see, we do Control left click. Oh, we have to switch off symmetry. So just Control and left click here to lower this down a little bit. Oh, got some stuff breaking there. Maybe up a bit, down a bit. Okay, 249. So let's tab out of that one, go back into UV editing, L to select everything, A on the UVs, scale 0, bring it back to the green color. Okay, for some reason I was still in sculpting there. Okay. Now we can go to the bottom view, Control 7, C to circle, select. Let's just do a whole bunch of these here. Okay, before I do that, let's decimate it. Actually, we need to bring the low poly back into low polygon. Maybe like that. Apply that one. We've got 2 minutes 12. So let's do a new double click A to deselect. Maybe circle select that. And now we should do, we've got proportional, so let's just G. And then Control minus G to move that one down. Control minus G. Control minus G. Control minus G. Control plus a few times. Here maybe. Let's select some of this. Want to make some dirt look here underneath. Just to make the thumbnail pop a little bit more for the video. This is not the tree now. I guess the roots are there, but let's go there. Too dark. Maybe there. Too dark. There. Very dark. Okay, maybe I've got too much shadow on. So that's it, and we can decimate this one. We've got 1 minute to go, so let's add a decimate modifier here. Bring this one down as well to get a little bit more low poly again. Maybe there. Apply that one. Did I even? Yeah. Okay. And let's add a little stone here for good measure. We've got 48 seconds to go, so there. Shift D to duplicate it. E to extrude, S to scale. We've got proportional there, so G. E to extrude, S to scale. And then period, and let's do, or actually comma, normal, scale, Z, flatten that one to 0. Control plus a few times. We've got 22 seconds, so now we've got a stone here. And last thing, we've got 16 seconds. 12. UV, project from view, scale, scale. And we got the gradient going. Just in time. I should change this, shouldn't I? And I there, dismiss. Okay, we've got ourselves. I lied a little bit because I said I was going to make a tree only, and I thought I'd enable. I'll add some visuals. So I added a rock and a little. Sorry about that, floating island. I guess it is. Floating island. And it's a slight gradient now to the canopy. I don't know if you can actually see that because I've got the whole thing. Maybe if we disable cavity. It's brighter at the top here and then it goes a little bit darker at the bottom. So maybe that's useful. But let's re-enable cavity here. There we have it. We've got ourselves a low poly tree. We're back into low poly world, literally. And we're back even into a floating island. I'm back into my element now. Happy with that. Didn't get a waterfall, but that's okay. It was mainly the tree that I was going to make anyway. A low poly tree. So the tip for this week is going to be... it's that method actually of using the skinning. So I guess it's a bit stupid to repeat it. So let's repeat it. What I did was, if I go over here, shift right click to move the cursor, tab, shift A, let's add it's not the default cube, but it's a very similar, it's a clone of it. So that's gonna have to do. So the thing here, the fastest way I know is to get into a single vertex. And we haven't, theoretically, we haven't actually started from anything else but the default cube. That's very important, as you all know. So it's still the default cube that we used, but I selected all the vertices on that one. And then the new hotkey in 2.83 is not Alt-M. The new key is M, just if you want to merge. And then at center I did, just to get that little vertex there. And then you could do E to extrude, 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 E to extrude. And that would be the right way to do it. But I cheated a little bit, so I controlled right-clicked to get it. And the other key is, see that it's really created everything on like a flat plane there. So I recommend that you rotate the viewport a little bit when you click, and that will make it go a little bit in different shapes. And to branch it, all you need to do is select a vertex down where you were, control right click to branch it again, another one, control right click to branch that one, control right click. And then when you had the shape that you wanted here, then we added a modifier, and it's the skin modifier. And we have to disable symmetry because we don't want symmetry. Even though I love symmetry, my mind loves symmetry. In fact, I love drawing. When I work in my day job as a security architect, I love drawing redundant solutions, because then I can have two trees that look nearly identical. Well, they look identical. I make sure they do. So redundancy is good for many reasons. Most important for my OCD needs. That's why that's important. What was I even talking about? Okay, when I had the skinning here, I applied it, and then I lied. I didn't apply it. Tab into edit mode, and then I selected the bottom vertex here, because it's still just skinning basically makes it thick, the edges that we had. So, and you can't press S to scale, you can't scale a vertex, but Control A you can do. And that's basically the same thing. And then do that with proportional editing. You could click O to toggle that on. And then with Control A, you could do the base here and make it a lot thicker. And then I selected the tip here, and then I did Shift G. Thanks to those of you who suggested to use Shift G shortcut instead of pressing F3. And then I did the amount of connecting edges, because amount of connecting edges to this vertex here is 1. And the vertices that are in here have 2 connecting edges. So that's one of the faster ways to select all the endpoints. But then I had to deselect this one, so I Shift clicked on that one, and then did Control A to rescale these branches. And you can have proportional here to make it in different thicknesses. Okay, and then I pressed Control 1. Oh no, first I applied it and then pressed Control 1 to subdivide it. Okay, and if you don't want this round thing here at the bottom, by the way, so when I press Control 1 to subdivide, see that it becomes like a droplet here. If you don't want that to happen, you can do what I did here as well, Control R for a loop cut, and then make that edge right at the base there. Because then suddenly it's 2 edges here for it to subdivide with, and that makes it sharper. So when I press Control 1 now, you can see that it keeps a sharp edge down here. Okay, and then I applied that one. That's one way you could do to create the interesting trees. One more tip actually, I'm gonna throw you some extra bonuses here. I selected these 4 faces, or not them, I selected them on over there. And then if you go into preferences here, there's actually an add-on called Loop Tools. And that comes with Unity by Unity. What planet am I on? It comes with Blender by default, but you have to enable it. So you just click this little box there, because when you press F3 now, or there's a menu for it somewhere, I think as well. But if you press F3 and type circle, and that's one of the tools that it's got. And that basically turns those faces that I had, which were more or less a square, into a circle. How to turn a square into a circle? E to extrude, S to okay, proportional, so O to disable that, and S to scale. And for the canopy, I guess it's a bit similar to what I've done before, a lot of proportional editing stuff, so nothing magic there. Did some basic sculpting for this one. We did that in the octopus one. So do you know what? I'm gonna cut this video a little bit shorter because I keep talking for too long and I make my 10-minute videos 30 minutes, and that's no good. And then I'm gonna extend the video anyway, because do you know what? Let's try to put this tree. I'm working on something. So scrap what I just said and let's do something here. So let's select that one. The floating island can stay here, but let's go export and export it as an FBX file. Selected objects, apply transform and apply scaling as unit scale here. And now I'm gonna go into a secret project. I'm filming another video. I keep filming a lot of videos that I haven't released, so I have to release it for you because I'm just doing a weekly video now, and if I want to reach 200k or 100k, I don't think I can do weekly videos. I have to do at least 2 a week. So, but let's go into Polyplace 1 HDRP because I'm learning the high definition. I'm learning the high definition render pipeline in Unity 2019.3. So let's go into assets. Let's save this tree here, the 10-minute tree. And now, my friends, I'm gonna bridge this world of Blender into Unity. So let's minimize that. So I've had some requests to do something that I spend more than 10 minutes on. So I've spent about maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours on creating a more detailed island here in Unity. So, and I'm filming that one as well. I'm just a little bit more casual about it. I'm like modeling, chatting away, digressing on some useless information that probably no one will want to listen to. But then every now and then I manage to throw in some sort of a comment that might be useful for someone, so maybe people can take it away. I found actually when I modeled this, I found a new trick in Blender that I'm going to share in this video, so come back for that one. Subscribe if you haven't already, if you want to see that one. This is like a skull island. Maybe I'll do, well, you know, with a pirate theme. I guess you've seen it all. So I've got the pirate ship, I've got the pirate, I've got the kraken and everything, so maybe this might turn into something like a pirate island. And then I worked a little bit on this shader as well. I got a little bit inspired from, there's a game called Bad North with a guy, Oscar something, on Twitter. You should look it up. He's got some really cool stuff. And I got a little bit inspired by that look to get a shader, just to do some ripples. I think his is better. I'm just basically throwing something together in, what's it called, shader graph with a high definition render pipeline here. But I've got some transparency in the water, and I've got some ripples here around there, and I've got some lighting effects going on. And if you press play, actually, it looks even a little bit better than it does here in the editor. So I can move around this little world here. I'm not going to show you too much in this one, because but let's bring the tree in. That's what I wanted to try. So I imported it, or I threw it into this folder, so it should show up here. I've got a lot of junk that I've been testing here. So 10-minute tree, here we go. And it's going to probably be massive, because I did it really massive. So let's scale it down. R to scale. Have you heard something so ridiculous in Unity? R to scale. Imagine one day they'll unite the use of hotkeys. That'd be strange, but good. So let's put our tree that we just created in this world. Our 10-minute tree. Still too big. Maybe that's no good place for it. Maybe we'll move it here instead. Let's press play. So we've got some rocks underwater here. Here's our new tree that we just created. Wow, let's go under it. Oh, we got some volumetrics here. Or it's, oh yeah. Let's boost the volumetric. I'm basically just learning HDRP now. It's been in preview for about, I think 600 years. And that's a record. That's the fastest they've ever brought something out of preview. Let's go, I'm so lost here. But there is something here. Maybe it's directional light? No, volumetrics, multiplier. Here we go, 5. Let's boost the volumetrics. Thought I saw some rays here from the tree. Yeah, some volumetrics here. It's not so prominent, but maybe I have to have denser fog. Ooh. When you've got stuff to play with, like you throw all the effects on there and it just becomes like a big soup of way too overdone. Maybe it's better to take a step back sometime and just reduce this stuff. This is too much fog, I guess. But maybe on a misty day. Maybe I should make a little adventure game. I'm gonna have some waterfalls and stuff over here as well. And I'm gonna bring a lot more detail here and put maybe some houses on here and maybe a lighthouse and a windmill. But again, I'll record this into a longer video. And if you want to tag along and watch that one, you're very welcome to do so. Should we bring the whole thing in as well? Should we? Should we just see what that would have looked like? Okay guys, there we have it. That's our 10-minute tree with a little bonus floating island on top of a non-floating island. Alright folks, that's going to be it for this week. I hope you enjoyed this one, and come back next Thursday if you want to see another 10-minute modeling challenge video. It's going to be episode 26 then, so consider subscribing if you haven't already, and also consider liking it if you liked it. I've got a Patreon as well. Check out the description. Until next week, have a great one, and I'll see you then. Bye for now.